Good morning, dear students. In today's lecture of Fundamentals of Management, I, Miss Vandana Pai, will be discussing the terms related to management, in which first we will introduce the concept of management, then we will see the meaning, then we will discuss nature and characteristics of management. So, let's start. Management in the modern times is one of the most important human activities. The management is managing group of people. Ever since people began forming groups to accomplish aims they could not achieve as individuals, managing has been essential to ensure the coordination of individual efforts. As society has come to rely increasingly on group effort, and as many organized groups have become large, the task of manager has been rising in importance. Management is the process of designing and maintaining an environment in which individuals working together in groups efficiently accomplish selected aims. Now, nowadays, management is an essential ingredient of all organized endeavor that has become essential in the modern world. It has now become almost impossible to achieve anything worthwhile single handedly. The awareness has led to the realization the modern age of organizations, every human activity of significance is these days carried on through organizations, whether it be the production of goods and services, organizing sport events, managing political economy, scientific research, or transport and communication system. However, what makes organization effective is management. The functions of management is to plan, organize, and integrate activities and resources to achieve well defined objectives. This is accomplished through well trained managers. Managers direct the organization in achievement of goals. Their job is to mobilize the required means of production, coordinate activities, and inspire people to work towards the attainment of common objectives. Management is thus a prime mover of organizational performance and behavior, and managers provide dynamism to organizations through effective leadership. So, overall, management is a young discipline and there is no universal definition of the said concept. Now, whenever we consider traditional concept of management, how management is defined? Management is the art of getting things done through others. While the modern concept, how it defines management, management is defined as the process to get the things done with the aim of achieving goals effectively and efficiently. Here, effectiveness means to achievement of task on time and efficiently implies optimum use of resources. Let's see what is the meaning of the term management. Yes, management is an important factor for the success of any organized activity. Today, management basically is concerned with changes and challenges, and it is difficult to manage Management is an art of getting things done through others. Management is to plan, organize, direct, and control the resources of the organization. For obtaining common objectives or goals, it is related with resources like material, money, machinery, methods, manufacturing, and marketing. Management principles, they are universal in nature. Management is necessary for all types of organization such as public sector, private sector, government departments, hotel, hospitals, hostels, educational institutes, etc. These institutes require management for several growth and expansion. Management is a process wherein various activities and functions are performed to achieve the various goals and objectives of an organization in an effective and efficient manner. This process refers to performance of various functions of management, namely planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. For an organization, both effectiveness and efficiency plays a very important role. While effectiveness implies actual achievement of goals, efficiency implies reduction in cost. However, in the achievement of one, the organization has to often compromise on the other. In other words, if it aims at effectiveness, it may have to compromise on efficiency to some extent and vice versa. Management is a process of planning, decision making, organizing, leading, motivation, and controlling the human resources, financial, physical, and information resources of an organization to reach its goals efficiently and effectively. An efficient management can make the employees to work efficiently, and an inefficient management can break the employees and can bring industrial unrest in the business organization. Overall, whenever we look at the meaning of management term, what management is? Simply, management is a process in which activities are performed so that the organization or business which you have established can achieve the goals which you have set up. So, all those efforts taken by the manager, all those efforts taken by your employees so that your group goals will be achieved, they are included in the term management. Let's see the definition. According to Harold Kuntz and Heinz Weichrich, management is the process of designing and maintaining an environment in which individuals working together in groups efficiently accomplish selected aims. According to Kreitner, management is the process of working with and through others to effectively achieve organizational objectives by efficiently using limited resources in the changing environment. Overall, whenever we have a careful look at all this definition, what is the gist of all this definition? Yes, management is the art of knowing what is to be done and seeing that it is done in the best possible manner. As well as management is a social process entailing responsibility for the effective planning and regulation of the operations of an enterprise in fulfillment of a given purpose or task. Such a responsibility involves the installation and maintenance of proper procedures to ensure adherence to plans, the guidance, integration, and supervision of the personnel composing the enterprise and carrying out its operation. Management is the function of executive leadership. It involves the work of planning, organizing, controlling, and all other activities so that the organizational objectives they are accomplished in time. Management is a group activity actually, and as a discipline it includes knowledge in the form of concepts, principles, functions, and techniques. Management is the art of getting things done through others, and management is a process in which the organization is continuously involved. So, whenever we consider the term management, simply management collects the resources and builds a effective link between the resources so that the organizational goals they are accomplished in time, and also the organization enjoys whatsoever they have dreamed for. In excess to this, whenever we consider the term of management, see, every human being has the potential to do remarkable things. To enable every person to understand, develop, and utilize his or her potential, management should provide an environment whereby maximum output can be extracted from an individual. There are certain objectives of management. For example, achieving maximum output with minimum efforts. Management aims at fullest utilization. Management is basically concerned with discovering and utilizing human, material, and financial resources in such a manner that they result in best combination. Even one of the aim of management is to optimize the use of resources. Through proper utilization of various factors of production, their efficiency can be increased to a great extent, which can be obtained by reducing spoilage, wastage, and breakages of all kinds. Management ensures at maximum prosperity. Management ensures smooth and coordinated functioning of the enterprise. This in turn helps in providing maximum benefits to the employees in the shape of good working condition, suitable wage system, incentive plans on the one hand, and higher profits to the employer on the other hand. It aims at human betterment and social justice. Management serves as a tool for the upliftment as well as betterment of the society through increased productivity and employment. Management ensures better standards of living for the society. It provides justice through its uniform policies. Let's see the nature of management. Universal applicability. Now, whenever we consider management, wherever there exists human pursuit, there exists management. Without effective management, the intentions of the organization cannot be accomplished. Okay, whenever we consider this universal process, management aims at accomplishment of goals of the organization Most of the management concepts, they are universal in nature. For example, theory Z, it was introduced by Japanese management, but it is widely used in US. So any theory, policy, practices which are used by the management or which are defined in the management, they can be used anywhere. Then the factors of production. Yes, through proper utilization of various factors of production, their efficiency can be increased to a great extent, which can be obtained by reducing spoilage, wastages, breakages of all kinds. Then, goal oriented. Yes, management arranges the factors of production, assembles and organizes the resources, integrates the resources in an effective manner to achieve the goals. Management converts disorganized resources of M's into useful enterprise. These resources are coordinated, directed, and controlled in such a manner that the enterprise works towards the attainment of goals. General guidelines. In management, managers set achievable goals, then direct executions on all aspects to achieve them. For this, they need complete assistance from middle and lower degree of management. In management, the general guidelines related to policies, procedures adopted in the organization, they are included. Formed by practice and experimentation. Yes, management is a result of practice and experimentation itself. Okay, as it is said that management still is a developing science, it uses scientific methods for observation. Flexibility or flexible. Management is flexible in all respect. For example, whenever we want to practice management, at the time always there should be an alternative plan. Okay, as we all know, planning is one of the function of management. Whenever you think to incorporate a company or you start the production activity, always you should be having the alternative plan. Why alternative plan is needed? Yes, if you think that the first plan on which you were working, it is not workable or it is not giving the expected returns or you are not enjoying the expected returns, then surely you should be having a switchover plan. So management is that flexible. Then mainly behavioral. Yes, management is based on manager itself. His behavior influences the decision making and all other things. Then cause and effect relationship. Okay, in management usually, okay, if you think that something is going wrong into your organization, yes, first of all the cause of such type of problem, it is identified, its effects they are identified, and the solution is provided to such type of problems. Then contingent. Management is dependent on contingent decisions actually. Okay, at 11th hour, at any situation, at any time, you might face certain challenge. Okay, and if you don't deal effectively with that challenge, surely your concern, that is your organization, it will be badly affected. So it is contingent in nature. So the some things you are supposed to decide in advance and execute whenever it is needed. Then supreme in thought and action. Managers set achievable goals and then they direct whole of the employee staff towards execution on all aspects to achieve them. For this, they need complete assistance from the other levels of management. So, the thinking is drafted into planning and then execution is done with the help of the employees who are working with them. Then the system of authority. Management includes well-defined principles of regulation, the regulation of proper power and efficiency at all degrees of decision making is expected. This is important so that each person must perform what is required from him or her and to whom he must report. Okay, means whenever we consider the authority chain into the organization or the flow of work, each person should be aware about the thing that whom they are answerable. Okay, so that whenever they accomplish the work or if they have any problem related to work, they will surely ask the guidance from the superior ones. Yes, it will be helpful for them to get out of the problem or the task whichever they were finding interruption. Then profession. Manager requires to control managerial expertise and education and have to adhere to a verified law of conduct and stay informed of their human and social responsibility. Yes, a manager is supposed to be having or utilizing his expertise and education towards controlling the organization's resources. Then, process. Yes, management is a continuous process which includes a range of activities or services directed towards an object. Management, as said earlier, is a continuous process. Continuous process. Why it is called as continuous process? Because each day, every time, the manager is required to use his know-how and skills, his personal skill, practical knowledge, result-oriented approach towards the accomplishment of concrete results. So overall, whenever we think about the nature of management, management is an art of knowing what is to be done and seeing that it is done in the best possible manner. Or management is creative in the nature that it is the function of creating productive situations needed for improvement of the organization. Then let's see the characteristics of management. Now let's see the characteristics of management. First, management is a goal-oriented process. An organization has a set of basic goals which are basic reasons for its existence. Management unites the efforts of different individuals in the organization towards achieving these goals. The purpose of an organization is to achieve defined goals, and the aim of management is to achieve them efficiently and effectively. Without a goal, we will not know the resources to employ, the use of resources, or need to use them. In such a state, nothing can be optimized. Hence, goal orientation is a basic characteristic of management. Yes, the organization is required to set goals, and as per the goals, they are required to plan for achievement of these goals. Then, management is all pervasive. All pervasive means including all. Today, we talk of management at every level: a family, a team, a group, a school, a small business organization such as grocery shop, or a big business entity. Management principles, concepts, and practices are used across wide canvas, and this makes it pervasive. The activities involved in managing an enterprise are common to all organizations, whether economic, social, or political. Okay, means whenever we consider management principles, concepts, practices, they are used across worldwide, right from a small family till a large business entity. Everyone, each and every organization, each and every institute, or each and every team utilizes management, their principles, concepts, and practices. Then universal. Most management concepts, they are universal in nature. Okay, those concepts might be generated somewhere in some part of the world, and it might be used in the other part. Then universal. Most management concepts are universal in nature. This suggests that management concept, principles, processes, system, best practices, and other features are applicable across time, nations, context, and nature of organization. Although adaptations may be required, still they are utilized in every part of the world. Then multidimensional. Management is complex activity that has three main dimensions. First, management of work, then management of people, then management of operations. Okay, whenever we consider management at work, all organizations exist for the performance of some work. Management translates this work in terms of goals to be achieved and assigns the means to achieve it. Management of people. Human resources or people are organization's greatest asset. Managing people has two dimensions. It implies dealing with employees as individuals with diverse needs and behavior. It also means dealing with individuals as a group. The task of management is to make people work towards achieving the organization's goals by making their strengths effective and their weaknesses irrelevant. And management of operations, it requires a production process which enables the flow of input material and the technology for transforming this input into the desired output for consumption. Then management is a continuous process. The process of management is a series of continuous composite but separate functions. These functions are simultaneously performed by all managers all time. Management may easily be termed as a continuous process, as all the managerial functions will lose their essence if they are not carried out on a regular basis. Management as a process since comprises of activities like planning, organizing, controlling the business resources to optimize on their returns so as to achieve the common objectives. Then management is dynamic function. Management is a dynamic function and has to adapt itself to the changing environment in order to be successful. An organization must change itself and its goals according to the needs of the environment. Intangible force. Management is an intangible force that cannot be seen, but its presence can be felt in the way the organization functions. Management is an unseen or invisible force. It cannot be seen, but its presence can be felt everywhere in the form of results. However, the managers who carry out the managerial functions are tangible and visible. Next, social process. Management is a social process which consists of getting things done through others. The management has to direct, coordinate, and regulate the efforts of the human beings to achieve the desired results. In this sense, management is regarded as a social process. It also has a social obligations to make optimum use of scarce resources for the benefit of the society. Yes, whenever we practice management, at the time we should always look after the social obligation. Okay, means whether we are misutilizing the resources which are made available to us. Okay, if we are utilizing the resources, yes, it will be harming the society at large. So always we should be keen to be utilizing the resources at optimum level. Then group activity. Since management is essential to undertake any organized activity, one may infer that management is concerned with a group activity. It involves the use of group efforts in the pursuit of predetermined objectives. Yes, all the people who are working into the organization, that is the employees, they should be connected in a team, and this team should always be striving harder to achieve the organization's goal. Then system of authority. Management consists of a team of managers who possess a system of authority, control, and command. Managers at different levels possess varying degree of authority. The degree of authority reduces from top to lower level of management gradually. Authority helps the manager to perform effectively. So whenever we consider authority given to the manager, yes, through that authority itself, that manager can have effective control on all his subordinates and ensure the achievement of group goals in time. Transferable. Management practices in one area can be transferred in other areas. For example, operation research, which was used during the Second World War. So anybody, anywhere, into any area, they can utilize management practices. Management is contingent in nature despite being universal and transferable, as the goals, structure, resources, and beliefs of the people vary across time, organizations, and contexts. Application of the most management concepts and practices are situational. Management is not like the laws of physics, which remain true in all conditions. By nature, management is contingent. It is dependent on the future actually and the situations which your organization will be facing. Then applied science. Management is termed as applied science because everyone think that management is a science so far as it possesses a systemized body of knowledge and less scientific methods of research. It is not exact science like natural sciences, which deal with living phenomena such as botany and medicine. Hence, management is definitely a social science like economics or psychology and has the same institutions which this and other social sciences have. Okay, means though it is a systematized body, still it is not a pure science. So it is called as social science or applied science. Management is a profession. Yes, management is managing the things like men, material, capital, machines, technology, market, etc. With the existing theory and philosophy of management, development of new knowledge, new principles, and new skills can be achieved or applied to solve the problems and achieve the group goals. Managers are born and still become better managers if they receive proper training. In modern times, management is emerging as a profession. Management consultancy services are available in large amount nowadays. So, as a profession, also the manager can utilize his skills to solve the problems related to organization, and whenever he is soluting the problem, his behavior should be rational ones. Next, decision making. Mostly the managers are decision makers, that is, marketing manager decides how to market, what to market, when to market, where to market, etc. A finance manager takes decision how much fund will be needed, how to distribute profit, how to collect funds, etc. Such countless decisions are based on the data and analysis which constitutes the management. So right from the inception of the business, right from the product idea, many of the things they are supposed to be decided. Okay, so whenever the decision making is to be taken, it should be done in time. That is, timely decision making is very important. And the other part, rational mindset is needed for finalizing the decision making. Then management is a science as well as art. Management is a science because it has developed certain principles which are of universal application, but the results of management depends upon the personal skills of managers, and in this sense management is an art. Thus management is both a science as well as an art. However, the science of management is not an exact science. It may be better called as social science. So concluding this lecture, let's see the gist of today's lecture. Yes, every management has a goal to achieve. To achieve these goals, the management has to work hard to plan, coordinate resources, direct manpower, control the activities. Hence, we can say that management is goal oriented. Management has to produce the goods and services using the resources such as men, material, and capital. It aims at knowing that management has some functions to do to produce goods and or services. These are planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. An hierarchy of command is followed to effectively carry the functions of management. For example, let's think of ourselves. Okay, right from the right from the morning till evening, we plan our work, coordinate resources, control ourselves to achieve our goals. Same like that, business managers, they are supposed to do the same thing into the organization so that the organization's aims, goals can be achieved and accomplished. So with this, we will conclude today's lecture. Thank you.